Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because a lot of people are watching my videos and they're not subscribing. Make sure you subscribe and give this video a like because why not? You're already here. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience on auditioning for 13 Reasons Why, the second season.
You don't know the whole story. What else do I need to know? You're just like the rest of them, but I'm not. Everyone is just so nice until they drive you to kill yourself. And sooner or later, the truth will come out.
This is a wild game of survival.
So I thought I'd just make a video on this because it's also one of my most favorite memories and it's honestly one of the best experiences I've had so far. If I go back to any day, I think it would be definitely this day. I had so much fun. I met different people that love to do the same thing I love to do, and it was just an amazing experience overall. So this started back in last summer of the summer of my sophomore year, which was last year. And this was like around May, and my aunt and her fiance were like, Kiara, there's going to be like this audition for 13 Reasons Why, the second season. You should check it out.
The producers of the Netflix series 13 Reasons Why are back in the Bay Area. KPIX5's John Ramos shows us they are recruiting actors for the second season of the controversial show that focuses on teen suicide.
And so I started reading all of the articles and I was like, oh my God, they're like, the auditions are going to be held in the Bay Area. I was so excited. I was like looking up everything I had to do in order to qualify, like to go to the auditions, like what I had to bring and stuff like that. I scheduled a doctor's appointment to get like my medical slip and stuff, my medical forms. Then I went to the school to get like school forms for the audition, just in case if I got the part, they needed to make sure I had my forms. And then after that, I went to go get my headshots, and I had a friend last year who was so nice, and he's a photographer at my old school, and he took my headshots for free. And I was so grateful, and it was so sweet of him. I had everything and I had my portfolio done. Like when it was starting to get closer to the date of the audition was literally like a day or two after my last day of school. Because I remember, I think it was June 3rd, my audition. So when it got closer to the day, I found out that it was going to be held in Vallejo. So when my parents found out as well, because I had already done everything, they were like, okay, well, we're going to have to make the trip down there. I live in San Jose, so like that's a bit of a drive. It was, by the way guys, it was like an open audition, so that meant like anyone could come and audition. Like, you know what that means, like it's gonna be a huge line, especially because it's such a big show, you know. And so my parents were like, there's gonna be so many people, like you have to make sure that either you get up early tomorrow, like 3 in the morning the night before, or we just go over there the night before the audition and then we just sleep over there in a hotel. And I was just like, I don't know, I didn't really like mind. I just wanted to do whatever was more convenient for my parents. And so my parents were like, you know, my parents were being supportive as much as they could be. And so they were like, you know what, like we'll just go over there and like sleep over for the night so you have a better opportunity actually like getting in and auditioning. Because if you come later, like there's gonna be so much people, what if they don't let you audition? I was like, that's not gonna happen. It's an open audition, like everyone's gonna come. And they were like, listen to us, listen to us. And I was being stubborn. We drove down there at night. I think it was like Friday night or something. No, it was Saturday night, I think, because the audition was on Sunday morning, I think. Drove down there at night and we got a hotel in Vallejo. And then it was pretty scary actually, to be honest. All of the hotels were booked, like they were full. We spent like 2 hours looking for a hotel, just driving everywhere around Vallejo because we couldn't find a hotel near where the auditions were going to be held because everything was full, like completely full. Finally found like the only hotel that was actually like not full was the Ramada Inn. And so we ended up staying there that night. It was honestly really sketchy. It was so bad. Like I couldn't sleep. The night before my audition, I didn't sleep at all, guys. I remember being so scared because I kept hearing like guys drinking. There was like guys drinking outside of our hotel door. And then they were like talking about like like hitting someone and like hurting people and like all this stuff, and I was just like, oh my god, like I'm gonna die tonight. I remember like sleeping, like trying so hard to sleep because I was like, Kiara, like you need to sleep, tomorrow is the audition, like I cannot look like a crackhead when I wake up. Hearing like these guys saying like, run, 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 like he's coming for us, come for us, and then I just hear like the bottle literally like smash on the floor. I could not sleep. Mom ended up waking me up really early the next morning, like at 5 I think, to get ready. So I did my makeup. I didn't want to go too heavy with my makeup. Like I don't want them to know I'm a catfish. So we ate breakfast downstairs and then we drove back to the place where I was actually gonna audition, and the auditions were being held. So this is where it gets really funny, guys. There was already like 100 people in front of me, and it was barely 6 in the morning or 7. I don't remember. And the auditions were being held at until like 11. And my mom was like, get in the line now, get in the line. And she's like, bye, we'll see you later. And I was like, and she just left me in the line by myself, and I knew no one. And I was just like, wow, okay. Everyone knows each other, like everyone bring their friends with them, like they're all talking about the audition, they're all talking about everything. And I felt so lonely, like I had no one with me. I sat like on the floor with my papers and I was reading over, and I was trying to like make sure I looked as presentable as possible, and I had made sure, I don't know, I was thinking a lot of things in my head. I was really nervous. I actually ended up making a friend. I don't remember his name, but he was like 19, I think. He was older than me, and he was like, oh hey, and blah blah blah. He's like, you need a pen? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, oh, here you go, here, borrow my pen. So like, where are you from and stuff like that. We started talking and we hit it off, and he was so funny and he made me laugh so much. He was telling me that he literally drove straight from his job. He lived in Sacramento, I think, and he drove straight from his job all the way to Vallejo that same morning. And he told his manager, I gotta go, I have an audition to go do. He's like, I'm trying to be famous. Till like it was 11, we just kept talking, and then we finally were able to go inside. And we went inside, and it was like this huge space, and there was like these round tables, and you get to sit like wherever you want to with whoever you are with. Sat there, we were filling out more paperwork, and we were just waiting until we found someone to come out. And I think I saw one of the ones that were on the panel for this show on YouTube. But yeah, casting directors came out and stuff, and they were just talking to us. They were super nice, they're super friendly, and they basically told us how it was gonna go down. We were gonna go in like a line, one by one, and then hand them our headshots, and then they were gonna take pictures of us. My friend tried hitting on one of the casting directors, and he tried being smooth by telling him, oh hey, aren't you in a movie or something? And he was like, no. And he was like, no, I know, I've seen you somewhere. My friend was like, I've seen you somewhere. And he's like, no, I've never came out in anything. And it was so funny. Yeah, they just took our pictures, and they were like, okay, well, if you get a call from us, blah 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 blah, you know you got the part. And when I walked out, I asked one of the casting directors like more in detail about like being a minor and how was that gonna work. And he was telling me that I needed to get a specific permit from like the city that I was from, so the city commissioner's office, and I had to get a specific permit from them that I was allowed to film. And I was like, okay. And he's like, yeah. He's like, but you need to email that us first. He's like, because we will not contact you as much as we want you. He's like, we will not contact you unless you have emailed us proof of your work permit from your city. We're legally not able to contact you. And I was like, oh, okay. As we were leaving again, we saw one of the other guys who was handing us papers in the beginning of the, like before we even went in the audition. He was like, hey guys, he's like, how was it? And we were like, it was good. And he was like, he was so nice to us too. He was like, well, I hope to see you guys both on the set. And then yeah, and then me and my friend just stood outside, and there were so many people. There was thousands of people. I never got his name. Well, I did get his name, but we never got each other's phone numbers, and I honestly really regret that. I really wish I would have gotten his phone number to have known if he got the part in the show, because since he was already 19, he could have easily gotten the part because he didn't need a permit. But yeah, so now I'm gonna go on to like why I didn't get the part. I didn't end up getting any part in the show, and the reason is because I went to the San Jose Commission office thing, and when I went to talk to the lady, she was very rude to me and my parents, and I tried talking to her like 3 times and asking her to give us a permit. She's like, for what? I showed her my paperwork and she was like, I can give it to you, blah, blah, blah. She kept making excuses and like, we were like, we just want the permit, that's it. And she kept making the most excuses. Point is that I never got it because she didn't want to give it to me. It was so sad actually. I remember crying when I got home because she wouldn't give us the work permit. And then in the end, she's like, you know what, just show me your grades. And I was just like, grades were so bad, guys, at the time. Last year, I had like a 1.0 GPA. I'm not proud of that at all. This year, my GPA has changed. It's a 3.1 GPA now. So like, I'm so much better now. But last year, I did not care about school. So I felt embarrassed to even show her my grades because I knew that if I showed her my grades, like she wouldn't give me the work permit regardless. Sent them all my information before I thought I could get my permit. So obviously he did tell me, he was like, as much as we want you or something, and he's like, if you don't send it to us, he's like, we just won't contact you because legally we cannot contact you. Honestly, was a little bit of a wake-up call to me personally for like my grades in school. It made me really realize that my grades were beyond just school and my future. Like it was affecting me in the present as well. On the bright side, I'm really excited to see the new season because I'm gonna be on the lookout for my friend. He happens to get a part in the show. I know he probably had way more chances than me because he was already 19, so he didn't need a permit or anything. But yeah, guys, that's my story of the time I auditioned for 13 Reasons Why, the second season. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.